Hello again there, YouTube. I am on my first ride after getting back from the 1,400 mile ride to and from Georgia and around Georgia. It's been about a week. And after that many miles, I kind of needed a break. But it's in the mid-70s today. I'm going to go for a ride for an hour or two. I was afraid of that. That bump back there bottomed out my rear suspension. Gotta adjust my mirror. It's moved. Go off the beaten path, make it a little more interesting here. A lot of curves in this part of the state, but I prefer to take the county roads than the main highways. Less traffic, a little more interesting. So I guess I want to talk a little bit about the Georgia trip. It was interesting. Rode down there with a couple of new friends from Minnesota. It was an interesting day. We were supposed to go down on Thursday. Kind of planned on leaving around noon on Thursday. And one of the guys had the bad luck of running over a nail and had a flat. So they were stuck in Chicago dealing with that until late afternoon. And so they ended up riding down later that evening. This was Thursday a week ago. And they rode down from Chicago later that evening. Didn't get to where we were going to meet up in Lafayette till like 10:30 or 11. It was quite late. And I had considered just sleeping in and not leaving until Friday morning, but I figured what the heck, it'll be an adventure, and it sure as hell was. We rode through the night, temperatures in the 30s, and it was very cold. We found ourselves having to stop so often that we made horrible time, but it was either stop and thaw out, or, well, we could have stopped altogether, I guess. But we made it into southern Ohio, northern Kentucky area overnight. It was about 10 o'clock Friday morning when we got to where we just couldn't go anymore, and we found a hotel to stay in, and boy, was it a doozy. We got some sleep and left there about 3:30 on Friday and rode through, made the final push to Dalton, and we got to Dalton, oh, it was probably around 9 o'clock on Friday night. So our initial plans were to get to our hotel on Thursday and hit the tail of the dragon for the day on Friday, but obviously that didn't happen, and everybody was a little disappointed, but we also wanted to get to the main event, so we pushed on. There were thunderstorms coming in, along with high winds and everything, on Saturday, the day of the event, and so a lot of the main people weren't going to show up until about 11:30. So we made the assumption that we could just leave a little late and we wouldn't miss them, but it turned out the ride from Dalton through Atlanta down to Forsyth, we ended up showing up down there about 45 minutes late. Well, as luck would have it, so did about a half a dozen other bikes, and so we grouped up and we made the ride up to Conyers from Forsyth. It's about an hour and a half ride. As we went, we took the same route that the main group had taken. So once we got up there, a good time was had by all. We got to meet a lot of the vloggers that we really wanted to meet. I got to meet some guys I'd really been looking forward to meeting. Palm Beach Rider was probably the biggest one I wanted to meet. He's not the biggest as far as subscribers or views or anything like that, but he just is somebody that I really wanted to get a chance to meet. Also met Do It With Dan. He was pretty hilarious, really knew how to work the crowd, and great all-around guy. Got to see pretty much everybody. I didn't get to meet everybody. Was a little worn out. We ended up about an hour after we got there, though, we ended up heading over to IHOPs with a group of about 40 other bikes that included Do With Dan and Palm Beach Rider and several others that I just can't name off the top of my head right now, but it was a good time. So after we ate at IHOPs, my two new friends from Minnesota and I headed north back through Atlanta up to Dalton. They had left some of their stuff at my hotel room because they actually had checked out already of theirs, weren't going to stay another night, and so they headed on home from there. Now, my understanding is that they didn't get home till late Sunday or Monday, and nearly froze, but they made it home in one piece, so that's good. Now, I went ahead and stayed overnight, an extra night, stayed over Saturday night. Meanwhile, I had been contacted or made contact with a couple guys, Dakota and Dusty, both from Indiana, and we went ahead and met up at about 6:45 on Sunday morning and made the run home, and it was relatively uneventful, went smooth, made pretty good time, all things considered, and I think I rolled into my house about 5 o'clock on Sunday night, so didn't work out too bad. did not get as much footage from the event as I had wanted to. To be honest, I was just, by the time we got there, I was so exhausted that I wasn't really thinking about filming. I was just more about thinking about relaxing and getting a chance to meet some people. And so that's what I did.